to show you how to play I Can't Help Falling in Love by Elvis Presley. Let's do this. Hi there, I'm Tomas Michaud from Real Guitar Success. Now, this song is not difficult, but I'll warn you ahead of time, it does have one bar chord. First of all, I'm going to show you a way around that if you're not good with bar chords yet. And second of all, I'm going to show you an easy strum to start off. But if you want something a little more interesting, I'll show you a nice fingerpicking pattern you can do with it also. So let's start out with the chords. By the way, if you wanted to do it in the same key as Elvis Presley, you can put your capo on the 2nd fret. But we're going to do it without a capo here. Let's start out with a C chord. This chord is 1st finger here on the 2nd string, 2nd finger down on the 4th string, and 3rd finger on the 5th string. If you need help with chord diagrams, I'll have a little lesson. I'll put a link to that. The next chord is a G, and there's a lot of ways we can play it. I'm going to play it like this for this song. That's with my 3rd finger over here on the 6th string, 3rd fret, and the 2nd finger on the 5th string, 2nd fret. If there's another way you prefer, that's fine, really. I'm using my pinky on the 1st string. A minor, 1st finger on the 2nd string on the 1st fret, and then my 2nd and 3rd fingers are together on the 4th and 3rd strings. And then we have an E chord. Looks just like A minor, but everything moved over one string. So now I've got my 2nd and 3rd finger on the 5th string and 4th string, and 1st finger on the 3rd string, 1st fret. And then that F chord. I'll be using a bar F. If you're still having a hard time with bar chords, don't let that stop you from playing this song. Here's an alternate F chord that you can use. So it's just like the bar chord without a bar. Now you've got your 1st finger on the 2nd string, 1st fret. By the way, the 1st string and the 6th string are not actually a part of this chord, so we'll want to avoid those. When you're strumming, you can kind of just tilt your hand down a little and the 1st finger will deaden it out. You can experiment with that. Now for a B7. It's a 4-finger chord with the 2nd finger on the 5th string, 2nd fret. I've got the 1st finger on the 1st fret of the 4th string, and then the 3rd finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, skipping the 2nd string, and I've got the pinky on the 1st string, 2nd fret. Now an A7 chord, I'll make it with my 2nd and 3rd finger, but I could just as easily use my 1st and 2nd fingers. So I'll say 2nd finger on the 4th string, 2nd fret, and then I've got my 3rd finger on the 2nd string, 2nd fret. The 3rd string and the high E are open. And finally, the D minor chord. That's the 1st finger on the 1st string, 1st fret, 2nd finger on the 3rd string, 2nd fret, and the pinky on the 2nd string, 3rd fret. You can do the 3rd finger too if you want, but I like the pinky. Now, a good thing to do at this point is to just practice those chords. A good thing to do is to start off with no strumming and just finger the chords. You'll finger the chord, press down, and then go to the next chord. Let's do that together just once through. First the C chord, now the G chord. Press hard, make some dance. A minor, E chord, F chord, either one, bar or without the bar. B7, A7, and finally D minor. Now once you've done that, go through and play each of the chords one time. Do that until you can pretty well move from one chord to the other, then go on to try it with a song. Now let's add a simple strum. Here's the strum we're going to use for this song. I'll do it on a C chord. It's going to be down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. No chords, just down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. This strum can be used throughout the entire song. Let me give you a sample of how it's going to sound with the first verse. Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. you can see sometimes you play the strum one time on that chord, and sometimes you do the strum twice on a chord. Let's go through that verse together one time. Start with your C chord. Here we go. White man to the E minor one time, and two times on the A minor. Here comes that F, only foo, C, rush, and G in twice. Back to the F, G, A minor, L, again F, falling in C, G. How do you like that? C. Now, let's go through that bridge section. The song's pretty simple. It just does the verse, bridge, bridge. So there's no other chords. Once you've done the verse and you learn the bridge, you got it. Start with the E minor and we'll map it out together. Go ahead and just do the best you can. Play along. Start with the E minor. Here we go. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. And then we go back into the verse. You'll notice each chord on the bridge is just one strum, so you don't have to keep track of when to do twice or once. So that's the song with the strum. If you want to go a little bit farther, I'll show you a cool finger-picking pattern you can use that'll make it sound even more like the original Elvis version. Here's a nice finger-picking pattern that you can use for this song. Now, we'll start with a C chord just to get the pattern. Put your thumb on the 5th string and your first finger on the 3rd string, the second finger on the 2nd string, and the third on the 1st string. Got it. Now we're just going to go thumb, 1st finger, 2nd finger, 3rd finger, back to 2, and back to 1. So a little faster, it's... This same pattern can be used throughout the song, but the bass note is going to change. Let me go through the chords with you and show you what I mean. When we go to the G chord, we're going to move the thumb to the 6th string. Now that 1st, 2nd, and 3rd fingers stay in the same place. Sounds like this. Now notice the E minor is the same, 6th string. The F chord, if you do a bar, will be the same, 6th string bass. And I'll talk about the alternate in a minute. Going on to the A minor, that's the 5th string now. Thumb on the 5th string. And then the A7 is the same. The D minor is a little different. We're moving the thumb to the 4th string. Now the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd fingers stay in the same place. And finally the B7, we're going to use the 5th string for that bass. Thumb goes on the 5th string. Now for the alternate F chord, we're going to need to move our fingers a little bit. Thumb goes on the 5th string for the bass, but the 1st finger will need to go on the 4th string, 2nd finger on the 3rd string, and the 3rd finger on the 2nd string. We basically need to avoid that 1st string because it's not part of the chord. So it'll sound like this. Not bad. Okay, let me show you what that sounds like with the song. Wise men say only fools rush in, but I am falling in love with you. Okay, and once through the bridge, to give you an idea what that sounds like, we're going to just do one picking pattern for each chord in the bridge. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. I kind kind of missed that D bass note, but it still sounds good. Actually, I hit the A and it can work. Thanks for joining me through this lesson. I included the chord pattern and the words down in the description field, along with the numbering for the picking pattern, so it'll help you remember. If you enjoyed this, please let me know in the comments. Let me know if you didn't enjoy it. I'd love to hear from you. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Remember, guitar playing is a journey, not a destination, and you deserve to love your guitar playing journey. Bye for now.